YouTube, it's Mrs. CP. Today I am trying my hand at making yogurt in the oven. I wasn't going to make a video since it was my first time doing it, but I figure, hey, if I screw it up, I screw it up and we'll learn from my mistakes. So right now I've actually got 4 cups of 2% milk on the stove, heating up very slowly. I'm at almost 150 degrees and I want to get it to about 185 degrees. And then I'm going to put it in the sink after it hits 185 degrees to rapidly cool it down to 125. I heated my oven up to 200 degrees and I let it heat up for 10 minutes when I started the milk, and once the 10 minutes hit I turned it off. That way the oven is warm but not hot. And I've also got a Pyrex dish over there. I just poured some boiling hot water in it so it can sterilize. Now what I'm going to need, you can modify it as you want, but I've used 4 cups of 2% milk, and that's because it's what I had on hand. I wasn't going to go to the store and get whole milk or anything like that, just to try my experiment. And I'm actually going to be turning this into Greek yogurt because I like yogurt, but I love Greek yogurt. So with the 4 cups of milk, I'm also going to be using some of my non-fat dry milk, which will help thicken it a little bit. And I'm going to use about 1.5 cups of that and 1.5 cups of store-bought yogurt. If you're going to do the store-bought yogurt, just make sure it has live and active cultures in it. And then I'm going to add all of that together and put it in the oven, and then once everything is done its thing and it's done, I'm going to actually strain it through cheesecloth for 24 hours to get rid of some of the excess whey, and that way it'll turn into a nice thick Greek yogurt that you can use in replace of like sour cream and things like that. But I like plain Greek yogurt with granola in the morning for breakfast. Super yummy. So let me get my temperature up to 185. I'm almost there. I'm like 155 right now. I can't find my candy thermometer, so I'm improvising with a meat thermometer, so hopefully it's not that off. But it's starting to get frothy and steam, so we're getting close. So I will bring you back once I get everything measured out and starting to cool. Alright YouTube, so I heated my milk up to 185 degrees. I pretty much stirred it the whole entire time because 1, I want to get a consistent reading on the temperature, and 2, I don't want my milk to burn. And you want to bring it up to 185 degrees slowly. You don't want to just put your stove on high and just let it go to town because you will burn your milk. So right now I am bringing down my temperature. I've just got it in some cold water with a couple pieces of ice so I can bring down the temperature to about 125 degrees. And I just sat it in here and it's already gone down about 10 degrees or so. So it's definitely going to cool down fairly quickly. So once it is cooled to 125 degrees, I will bring you back and show you what the next steps are. So I've got my milk down to 125 degrees. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of powdered milk. You don't have to add the powdered milk, but like I said, I like my yogurt really thick. So I'm just going to put that in there and whisk it around. Let me take my thermometer out of there. I'm doing this one-handed, so please bear with me. And I am not left-handed, and I'm whisking with my left hand. So after I've got my powdered milk in there, I'm going to add my 1.5 cups of yogurt. I'm actually using Greek yogurt right now. You want to make sure that it is plain yogurt and preferably sugar-free. I'm going to actually just take a little bit of the milk that I have already mixed and kind of mix it with the yogurt so I can get the culture started without making a huge mess. So let me get that mixed up and I will bring you right back because I am making a huge mess. Alrighty, I've got everything whisked in. You can pour this right into the Pyrex dish, but as you can see, I tend to make a lot of messes, so I'm going to ladle some of it in. But you just want to whisk it up to make sure there's no clumps in it. And I let the yogurt sit out at room temperature and then just mixed in some of the milk in it to start it to make sure there was no clumps in it. And that's when I made the mess. But like I said before, when I first started the process out, I heated my oven to 200 degrees, let it set at 200 degrees for 10 minutes, and then I turned it off. So right now my oven is warm, but it is not hot. So I'm just going to continue to ladle this, and I will bring you one back when I get it all into the dish. Hopefully it all fits. I might have to do 2 dishes. I'll be right back. Alright YouTube, it fits, so I'm very happy, and I have a big mess to clean up, but I'm going to put this in the oven and let it sit in there for 6 to 8 hours undisturbed, and once it is done, I will bring you back to show you what it looks like. Alright YouTube, so I've had my yogurt in the oven for about 5.5 hours, and as you can see, it has congealed nicely. Well, you can actually eat it just like this if you like yogurt a little bit more watery, but I like a Greek type yogurt. So I've got my strainer and some cheesecloth, and what I'm going to do is actually pour it into here and let it sit overnight in the refrigerator, and it'll actually thicken up a little bit in the refrigerator overnight too. But the cheesecloth and the strainer are just going to actually strain out some of the excess whey, so it'll make it more of a thicker Greek yogurt, which is good for cooking and in replacement of sour cream and everything too. So I'm going to get this in the strainer and pop it into the refrigerator overnight, and I will bring you back tomorrow to show you the final results. Alright YouTube, so I have let my yogurt sit in the strainer and cheesecloth overnight, and as you can see, where's my spoon? It is a lot thicker, and it tastes yummy. I eat mine plain with some of my homemade strawberry jam, and it is delicious. And as you can see, that's all the whey, and there's actually, I ended up draining off some of the whey last night because the bowl was getting filled. So I'll actually strain this again because it still has some yogurt in it, so I'll strain that out and just have regular yogurt instead of trying to restrain it to get more Greek yogurt. But that is basically all you need to do to make yogurt. You don't need a special machine or anything, and you can actually use straight powdered milk if you wanted to make yogurt. You don't have to use regular milk and then add powdered milk. I just add a little bit of powdered milk to my regular milk just to make it a little bit more thicker. But that is all I have for you today. So be sure to subscribe and follow us on Facebook. I'm going to go and eat breakfast, and happy prepping.